Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video day, and today the Houston Rockets signed Jalen Green, shooting guard, to a 3-year, $106 million extension. Great to see Jalen Green get locked up and get the bag. Jalen Green is getting 3-year, $106 million deal after being, honestly, turning into a superstar at the end of the season. The beginning, maybe you could say middle of the season for Jalen Green, he wasn't playing terrible, but there would be cases where he's playing really good basketball and then, he's starting to play really bad basketball. Jalen Green, very inefficient in the beginning, middle of the season. Now, at the end of the season, a lot of people will say before Alperen Sengun got hurt, but this was, not after. A lot of people say after he got hurt, but this was before he got hurt, and it happened after he got hurt. Jalen Green started to change things. He started to play better basketball, and that's one of the biggest reasons the Rockets started to play better basketball as a team. Later on in that season last year, and had a big winning streak. Went from being like the 13th or 12th seed to being the 11th seed, and honestly had a chance to go and compete with the Warriors to get that final 10th, that final seed to make the play-in at the 10 spot. Unfortunately, they did lose a head-to-head matchup to the Warriors, which really hurt them at the end of the season, and kind of didn't finish the season on the best note, but still finished the season with a 500 record, which is outstanding, where they came from the season before with only 22 wins. It was a 19-win improvement season, and Jalen Green had a big part of that in the end of the year. So it was a great year for the Rockets last year, and obviously it was part of that was because of the guy that got another extension, and Alperen Sengun, who just got a 5-year, $185 million extension, and the other part of that was because of the guy that we're talking about right now, and that's Jalen Green. Jalen Green looked outstanding in the preseason, which doesn't mean much, but averaged over 20 points per game, 20.5 points per game in the preseason, and looked really good from three. In his final game, shot 7 for 13 from three, which is a really good sign. And I think something he showed in the preseason and something he showed at the end of last year that really made me start to feel more confident in Jalen Green as a player was him starting to be able to play better on the road. Jalen Green at the end of the year last year was starting to play good basketball when playing on the road. At times last year, it was not just last year. You look at his rookie season, you look at his second season in the league, there aren't a lot of good performances for Jalen Green on the road. I think in the first couple of seasons for Jalen, and for a good part of last year, that was a big problem. But at the end of the year last year, he really started to play better basketball on the road. We saw it in the preseason again, had a great game in Utah, looked pretty solid in OKC, and those were in the two preseason games the Rockets played in. On the road, Jalen looked way better on the road than he had in his whole career at the end of the last year. So I think that's another great sign as well. And he carried that over to the preseason in limited playing time. So that's a great sign for Jalen and the Rockets. But last year he was terrific. Health-wise, terrific-wise. Health-wise, he was terrific. 82 games played, didn't miss a single game. 31 minutes per game, shot 42% from the floor, 33% from three. But I think he was shooting close to 40% from three, I believe, at the end of the year in the final stretch of games. He averaged 20 points per game. He averaged 5 rebounds per game. He averaged 4 assists per game, 1 steal per game, almost a half a block per game. Keep in mind, this is someone who's still 22 years old, and last year was just his third year. So he just continues to get better as a basketball player, and we saw that. We really did see that last year. At the end of the season. I hope that can carry over to the 24-25 season. The Rockets could really use that to transform to a play-in or playoff team in the Western Conference with how hard the Western Conference is again this year. Let me know your thoughts on the Rockets extending Jalen Green in the comment section, and peace out.